is easy. And so it must be my future. This is the belief that I held for most of my life. I have always thought, since elementary school, that the many fields of mathematics were surely what I must pursue, because it seemed fairly simple, and it was easy to get good grades in. And whether it stayed that way is a different story. Reading classes were more difficult, and the answers weren't always clear-cut. And for that reason, I honestly could not enjoy them. And then I came to McLaren. It was 9th grade, and we read the Federalist Papers. This was the first time that I began to really question and to understand the world around me. For my entire life, I had taken for granted and assumed as standard the country we live in, with all its laws and customs, never stopping for one moment to really contemplate why it is the way that it is. But as I read these great historical minds discussing the structures that are still present today, I began to truly fathom that humans have been trying for thousands of years to find answers to questions, such as how do we govern men? Is it better to distribute wealth? What is happiness? These are all questions that are so essential to our lives. I mean, government and politics are how we exist with one another. And isn't the only thing we really want in our lives happiness? And these are all questions that we asked in Humane Letters. Reading the Federalist Papers, I realized that the United States of America was simply another attempt by us to perhaps advance a little bit closer to some of these answers. But our country is not perfect, nor is it the end. Alexander Hamilton wrote that it has been frequently remarked that it seems to have been reserved to the people of this country to decide, by their conduct and example, the important question: whether societies of men are really capable or not of establishing good government from reflection and choice, or whether they're forever destined to depend for their political constitutions on accident and force. For Hamilton, government has historically been the highly flawed result of a series of shifts in power and conquest and bloodshed. However, the United States provided something different. This nation was created through deliberation by men who had listened to political thinkers like Locke and held in their interest the well-being of the citizens. We, as members of this nation, are part of this new living experiment, which is so far from over, and as such, we must continue to grapple with these questions to try to push even closer to the truth. This realization was a transformative experience for me. And since then, understanding the arguments of every political thinker we have read, whether it be John Locke, who showed me that perhaps protection of property may be the essential goal of government, or Karl Marx, who challenged me to consider that private property may be a form of alienation, or Hegel, who impressed upon me that all of history may be moving towards perfect freedom in the state, has given me a different vantage point to consider the experiment of government that has been ongoing for so many generations. These questions became so important to me that I began to do research on my own time and learn about political theory without caring about getting a grade from it. Because of the exposure I had been given to a topic I thought I initially disliked, I was able to become a more thoughtful and educated human and was given the opportunity to find a passion and a meaning I never would have otherwise. And through it all, I still deeply loved math and science, and these political texts were not always easy, but I discovered a new joy with Humane Letters. I know that each and every one of us has had a similarly transformative experience as a result of this broad liberal arts education. And whether it be in Humane Letters, or in physics, or in orchestra, or calculus, or art, or drama, or something else altogether, we have all been given the tools necessary to think deeply about our world and to appreciate the infinite beauty present in it. In our last Humane Letters class, each teacher gifted us with a book. I received Anna Karenina, a long-revered book, again allowing me to pursue these crucial questions of love and of human nature and of the good human life, but now through the medium of literature. And it's written by the man who wrote War and Peace, so there goes my summer. We are all so cared for as individuals by our teachers that they have observed and understood each of our varying interests in this way. We are not just pushed through the education system, as so many unfortunately are. Both Sydney and I want to thank every single incredible teacher we've had throughout our 7 years at Thomas McLaren School, who continually opened our mind to so many interesting, rewarding topics. We want to thank our families for being so supportive and generous during every single one of our many years of schooling. And finally, we want to thank our classmates for creating such a friendly and non-competitive environment for the pursuit of knowledge and beauty. I want us all right now to appreciate how lucky we are to be here on this day, ready to start something new and to be the best versions of ourselves.